Hey Swarmers, it's so nice to have you back in the hive. If you're looking for that subscribe button, that's right here. And if you like what we do, we'd be grateful if you could share our channel with your friends and family so we can keep growing the swarm. Today we're going to talk more about patterns or cycles which occur naturally that some people might try to blame for global warming and climate change. As you'll see, these patterns certainly affect our weather, but as for impacting the global climate in a consistent and damaging way, well, let's take a look. During normal conditions in the Pacific Ocean, trade winds, the prevailing easterly wind, which blows along the equator, takes warm water from South America to Asia. This movement of air is called the Walker circulation, and it's where air travels across the Pacific Ocean and rises when it gets to Indonesia. Then the air heads back across the Pacific before descending upon Central America, completing the cycle. This is the neutral phase. It's what happens most of the time. At ocean level, the Walker circulation starts a process called upwelling, where cooler water is cycled up from the depths of the ocean to nearer the surface. These conditions, however, are changed by El Niño and La Niña, which are two opposing climate patterns. Although they occur in the Pacific Ocean, they do impact global climate. They each last between 9 and 12 months usually, though it's not uncommon for La Niña to last several years. They will most often occur every 2 to 7 years, but without a regular schedule. El Niño tends to come around more often than La Niña. The phenomenon of these systems together is called the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO cycle. Both will see changes in ocean temperatures, currents, jet streams, storms like cyclones, and even marine life. We'll start by talking El Niño. El Niño sees the trade winds weaken, so warm water is pushed back toward the west coast of South America. The jet stream is shifted south from its neutral position, causing warmer, drier weather in North America and Canada, but wetter weather in the US Gulf and Southeast, with more frequent flooding. For the southern hemisphere, El Niño usually means warmer temperatures, reduced rainfall, reduced cyclone risk, and increased fire danger. 9 of the 10 driest winter-spring periods on record in Australia have been El Niño years, including the devastating droughts of 1982, 94, 2002, 2006, and 2015. El Niño also affects the marine life off the Pacific coast. During normal conditions, upwelling brings water from the depths to the surface, and this cold water is nutrient rich. But during El Niño, upwelling weakens or stops altogether. Without the nutrients from the deep, there are fewer phytoplankton off the coast. This affects fish that eat the phytoplankton and in turn affects everything that eats those fish. The warmer waters can also bring tropical species like yellowtail and albacore tuna into areas that are normally too cold. And what about La Niña? The trade winds of La Niña are stronger than usual, so warm waters are pushed towards Asia, and the colder waters of the Pacific cause the polar jet stream to shift northward. The southern US could experience drought due to less rainfall combined with warmer temperatures, while the Pacific Northwest and Canada could see flooding and cooler temperatures. La Niña can also lead to more intense hurricane seasons. In the southern hemisphere, there'll be much more rain in the winter-spring than usual and cooler temperatures even through the summer. In terms of marine impacts, upwelling increases off the west coast of the Americas, bringing cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface. This supports more marine life and attracts cold water species like squid and salmon to places like the California coast. The general rule is that we experience the warmest surface temperatures within a decade during an El Niño year, and the coolest surface temperatures of that same decade are La Niña years. However, this doesn't impact the global climate. There is no more or less heat energy entering or escaping the climate system as a whole. Heat energy already present in the climate system is being moved back and forth from the atmosphere, where it shows itself in global surface temperatures, to the ocean, where it doesn't. You could think of it as La Niña hiding some of the Earth's climate energy and existing heat, while El Niño reveals it. The phases of the ENSO cycle are not actually creating or removing heat energy from the climate system. This shifting of the heat energy is known as internal climate variability and plays no part in the clear year-on-year rising of global surface temperatures that we're seeing. The scientific evidence is then clear. No natural cycle or process or pattern can explain the rapid and continual rise of global average temperatures, the subsequent sea level rise, the glacial melting and slow refreezing, the permafrost melting, the increasing frequency and severity of storms, or the ocean acidification. That, I'm afraid, is all us. Humans indeed are powerful, and it is with this mighty force that we have made our presence felt by every other living thing on the planet. So we must start to use our power for good, try to restore the balance to the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and the biosphere before it's too late. And we know that's why you're here, Swarmers, and we deeply appreciate you and everything you're doing to tread lightly on our Earth. Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sustainable. We'll see you next time.